Hello. Recently, I've done a handful of some pretty serious videos about salvation, um, Jesus Christ, and some different Bible scriptures. This video, I wanted to probably keep it more on the lighthearted side and maybe tell you a little bit about what my life was like before um, I gave myself to Jesus Christ. I wasn't huge into social media. I didn't um, I didn't have a Twitter. I remember one time I went to make one about 7 or 8 years ago. And I did. I signed up and made one post and then never used it after that. So I don't know if they expire after a while or if it's still lingering out there. Uh, I have an old iPhone 5 that my dad gave me for free because the cell phone that I had before that was a flip phone where it like kind of flipped open and had a keyboard, a small keyboard. Uh, and when that broke suspiciously after my 2 year contract was up, which is interesting, no coincidences that that ever happens. I've heard many cases of others that their electronic device so happens to stop working around the time that your contract is up. I refuse to go and buy a phone. Um, well, one, because it's so expensive. I mean, I only work part time. And so I have an old iPhone 5 that I just use as a phone. I use it to contact very few people. And I don't text message, so I never have my phone on me all the time. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I don't have an Instagram, and I've had a friend of mine who tried to get me on Snapchat for years, and I just had no interest. I did one, video with her where you put the animal faces on, and we had fun laughing after we were done cleaning a house together. We used to clean houses together, and it was fun. It was fun for a moment, but it's not something that I need to make my own account and do. Again, I don't use my phone. I only use it for a phone. So I did have a Facebook for many years, probably almost a decade, almost 10 years. I had a Facebook. And when I first got on Facebook, a lot of acquaintances added me that I went to high school with, and it was neat for the first couple weeks to catch up to see how much they've changed, and to see that their pictures of their children and etc. But then as time went on, I started removing people off of my friends list because we weren't talking or communicating with one another, and I kind of just really didn't see a point. And not to say that I think it's okay to just delete people out of your life, but most of them didn't even notice that I took them off my friends list. So um, Like everyone else, I would put pictures of my children on Facebook. But then as time went on, I did that less and less because I really didn't like the idea of displaying my children. Even though my albums were supposedly private, like only those on my friends list could see the photos, but I don't really trust the security of that website, and I know that there's a lot of shady stuff on the internet, and I just didn't want images of my own children on there. So I started using my Facebook to bring awareness uh, to different things. I'm not really an activist, but I like to post new knowledge that I've learned and share it with others because I find it's very important. Let me give you a couple examples. So, there were a handful of mothers that I went to high school with. They were mothers of young children too, some of them around my children's age. And I would read articles and learn about the harmful effects of aspartame and colors and stuff for your children that they add into food. Well, I posted something about the Flintstone vitamins one time. Now, one, the why are the vitamins colored like purple and red and different colors, colors that could probably affect your child's, and so they'd have maybe symptoms of what they call ADHD or on the autistic spectrum. And they add, I believe, unless they changed the formula, I believe that they still have aspartame in it, which is really terrible for you. Don't, most candy actually, and all gum, all chewing gum, unless you get an all natural chewing gum, all chewing gum has aspartame in it, which is really terrible for your brain. It causes dementia, Alzheimer's, and who knows what else. So I would post things that seemed to others to be very controversial. So I had mothers get angry with me. I mean, I didn't make the product. I'm just letting you know what's in the product. So they would get angry at me, uh, and say stuff like, "What are you calling me, a bad mom?" And I'm like, I didn't go on your page and say anything. I'm just putting information on my page. So I would post things, I would try to be more sensitive about the things that I would post. But I had two moms remove me, and I was like, well, I guess it's for the best. But it's sad because even if you're ignorant, like if you want to be in your ignorance about something, it's not, you're not being less poisoned. The bad stuff doesn't go away just because you don't know about it. I mean, I'd rather know about it and maybe avoid it at all cost. Uh, but I noticed with my social media page where I would post maybe a cute selfie of me and my dog, and I would get all these likes and comments and stuff. But then I would post like a reminder that, people in Puerto Rico still don't have electricity, their houses still are not rebuilt, or, Flint still has, you know, no clean drinking water, different things like that, and I wouldn't really get much responses at all. So it kind of faded out where I got rid of my Facebook about a year ago. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, at first The first week or so, I kind of regretted it a little bit because I would wonder, I wonder what this person's doing, or I tried to contact people through different means too. I would say, here's my cell phone, let's keep in touch. Or even snail mail. I used to love writing letters and sending cards through the mail to different people. Um, but long story short, I realized that as time went on, I learned so much about myself and what makes me truly happy by stepping away from something that is a crutch, that it feeds into, oh, I don't know how to word it. It feeds into a way of doing things like everybody else, where someone will post an article and then you're all talking about it. It's like, I think they call it like trending or something, where it just seemed like someone would take the lead and a bunch of other people will follow or argue. Or social media, especially Facebook, was horrible around the election time, where people were getting very angry on both sides, and it just seemed very toxic environment because um, the this whole system, the government, is not even real. It's fiction. Uh, in Latin, government means mind control uh, method or something like that. You could look it up. You can totally Google that. Look up true meaning of government, and it means mind control. It's a system that's made up. So to argue about something that's made up is sort of silly and nonsense. And when I say that social media is like a crutch, it is. It really gets you into this repetitive mindset where it's like your mind's on a treadmill or a hamster wheel, or it's like you're running in place and you're not going anywhere. It's just this constant reminder of things that you cannot change, and you're not stepping outside of the box. You're just seeing so many people's opinions that I see that people start regurgitating others' views instead of actually looking into what they're talking about. It's like they're feeding into the false propaganda that you're being fed. That uh, if you tell a lie often enough, people adapt that as the truth, which it's not the truth at all. So, um, I don't even know why I was doing this video. Oh, I was trying to keep it light. um, I guess I just wanted to say that there's a huge benefit from turning off your electronic device and grabbing a notebook, a cup of coffee, go sit outside and take a moment to clear your mind. For one, just clear your mind and just take in your environment and just take a breather. Just sit there. Don't think of anything, just sit there. And then see where your thought process goes. Or do you even have a thought process? It might take a few days to be away from your electronic device, where you start noticing things that you never noticed before, or you start thinking about things that maybe things that you once loved doing, and maybe you want to start adapting that in your life. Uh, give an example. I want to um, start a garden at my house. So I got some seeds yesterday. I'm going to start the seedlings probably tomorrow. I have an old plastic egg carton that I have to poke holes in the bottom, and I'm going to start some seeds. Um, I did some spring cleaning, which I got rid of a ton of stuff, and that's another thing too. It's like once you uh, are away from your device, you take a look around at your environment. I find it funny that, say the electricity was to go out for a few hours or a few days, and people are just struggling because they don't know what to do with themselves or do with their family. And so they whip out a board game or cards or something, and they all have fun laughing and telling stories and hanging out. And then the electricity will come back on, and people will say, wow, that was so much fun. We should do that more often. And then they never wind up doing it because they're so self consumed in their social media accounts and, uh, and in their own life, that they only want to put down their device if there is nothing else to do. There's no other choice, which is very sad because I take every moment that I can to step outside to get some, I mean, you call it fresh air. I live in more of the country area, so it is fresher than in some places, but just to step outside to, turn your device off like it doesn't work. I think that it is a crutch that people, it's an addiction that they just can't let go, and they don't realize they can't let it go. And it keeps them in this hive mind, repetitive thinking, and it's not healthy. It isn't healthy at all. Um, so that's all I wanted to, I don't even know why I wanted to do this video. I just wanted to keep it lighter. Oh, I was doing this video because I wanted to tell you what my life was like before Christ. That's right. So, yes, I got rid of social media, and it was probably the best thing I ever did. Again, it was hard the first week or so, but it was so freeing. Just like when I did spring cleaning, I got rid of a lot of stuff in my closets, things that it was just weighing me down. It's very freeing to not have anything that you hold, anything material that you hold so dearly or strongly. It's very freeing that it's like you don't need it. You don't need it. I mean, it's nice to have. I have my notebooks, my Bible. But it's not something that if I didn't have it tomorrow, that I would die, that it's like I would still have so many things that I would look forward to if I didn't have, the things that I have. And I look forward to being able to go for a hike now that the weather is getting so much more beautiful outside. That it's very, very healthy when you step away, when you're able to get out of the routine and you're able to really kind of go on an adventure like when you were a kid, that you don't really have any plans, you don't really think about, A, B, C, or D. You just do it. You just go out spontaneously, and it's very freeing. It's very nice. And when you do that too, and you walk away from the anxiety and the stress of the things that are happening around you, it makes a huge difference. Huge difference. So, I don't know. I guess the whole point of this video is I think it's really healthy to get away from electronics, that don't use it as a crutch, that I see so many people who want to stay informed, and or they watch a lot of YouTube videos. I do. I do watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I also keep it in perspective and I walk away from it. I take personal time, and it is very important, personal time, especially, taking that quiet time with Jesus Christ, sitting down with Him and be, just be. Oh, 21 minutes. So, so I encourage people to go out and to, yes, put down your device, turn it off, step outside. And if it's hard for you at first, just do it for an hour. And then maybe, on a Saturday, do it for the whole day. Just leave your phone off inside your car. Take a hike on a trail with your dog or a friend. And yes, just start figuring out what makes you happy, because an electronic device shouldn't be your happiness. Um, your electronic device shouldn't be your only entertainment. It shouldn't be the only way that you escape from either whatever's bothering you or hurting you or making you upset. Your device shouldn't be your crutch. It's nice to have, but it's also nice to turn it off. Go play guitar, go read a book. Even just sitting outside with a cup of coffee, turning it off. There's something so freeing about just being away from it and clearing your mind. And you actually start having your own thoughts develop, and you get your critical thinking skills back. You're not being numbed by 8 second attention span through an electronic device. So I guess that's all I wanted to talk about. That, yes, before Jesus Christ, I had a social media account, but I'm so happy that I don't have one anymore. I actually laughed today because I was saying to our Father that, I would rather eat dog shit. I said this. I'd rather eat dog shit than ever take a selfie ever again. Like, I will never. I mean, I used to be a person, I didn't take a lot, but I mean, I probably had a couple hundred selfies on my Facebook. I maybe take one or two a day. I don't even know if I don't think I took one or two a day, but maybe one or two a week or every few days or something, of me and my dog or me and my children or me on a hike, or I'm wearing a hat, or just weird things. I remember one time when I was taking a selfie because I was on a dating site months ago. I'm not on one now. I gave my life to Christ. um, that I was taking a selfie for my profile on this dating site, and my dog was staring at me, like just staring at me. And, his little peanut brain, I don't know, it looked like something was going on upstairs because he's looking at me like I was weird. And I felt weird taking a selfie in front of him while he was watching me. And I was like, yeah, you know what? This is weird. It's so weird. And so I haven't taken a selfie since. I just won't. I have no purpose of taking one. I don't have a social media account. And it's very freeing. It's very, very freeing. And I'm not saying that I don't have an ego. I'm not saying that I don't spend time in front of a mirror and make sure I get rid of my under eye circles before I go out and step out of the house. I don't wear a ton of makeup, but I do wear concealer because I don't want to look like I haven't gotten a good night's sleep. But it's freeing too that it's like I still care what I look like. I would be lying if I said I didn't, but I don't put much attention into it. I more or less spend maybe 10 minutes putting moisturizer on and whatever, and then being out the door. And again, that's another freeing feeling that it's not really what's on the outside, and I'm not trying to get attention from other people. I just want to feel good about myself when I step out the door. So that's another wonderful thing. I'm not looking for likes on a photo image of myself because I already love myself and Jesus loves me just the way I am. So again, that's another freeing thing. So, 27 minutes. I really should stop it. So, thank you for enduring this whole video. I'm sorry that I am long-winded, but I just wanted to share a little bit of my life and for it to not be too serious. That there is a normal person behind my serious videos. I am precise and to the point with some videos about salvation because it's very important. It's important not to get it wrong. It's important to follow the whole Bible, the whole word, not just things that you fancy and then take out the rest. That, yeah, when you give your life to Christ, you give your life to Christ. It's not one foot in and one foot out. So, yes, so if you're looking forward to his coming, it's very, very soon. It's very soon. So, um, hold on to your faith and your hope and try to take pleasure in the little things. And hopefully, you're enjoying the beautiful weather where you're at because spring is here. So, thank you for listening, and I hope you have a very good day.